Well, I am so excited to be here with you. I am absolutely thrilled. I personally would like to say that I'm having fun aggravating my co host for the new show, which is
In bold print.
In Bold Print. That's right, In Bold Print, where we discuss what's relevant
Hot and trending.
by examining the fine print.
Absolutely. D, I'm excited for this day. We've been working toward this for a minute now.
You're excited. I'm excited. I'm not trying to compose myself. I'm not trying to necessarily be poised. In bold print. Can I get a little loud like that? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. I'm so excited.
Me too. And speaking about what's relevant, hot and trending, this weather has not been so hot. I came out the other morning and
I'm having a hot flash. What you mean this weather hasn't been hot?
there was ice on my windshield. This was Raleigh
It's no
Durham.
ice on my face. My hair is matting to my
breaking
face.
temperatures. It was 32 degrees the other morning. And so I'm getting dressed and doing what I do and fixing my face and I'm ready to go. And I had on a really light jacket. I opened the front door and said, where did winter come from?
Winter is not here. If winter was here, I would not be shining. I would not be perspiring. I would not be fanning. It's simply a morning chill. And in bold print recognizes you should examine the fine print. She looked at the bold print. It said 32, 33 degrees. I read the fine print, which clearly said it would warm up.
Later.
It is later.
When I left my house, ladies and gentlemen, it was cold. I had to defrost my car while I was in it. Now, had I known it was going to be ice on the windshield, I would have come out a few minutes early. I would have started the car. And
If you had read the bold print, you would have been prepared. You would have known all of our local stations, whether it was WRAL, WTVD, what is it, WNCN, Time Warner Cable. Hey, you probably could have looked at public access TV and you would have saw the bold print simply said, prepare for chillier weather.
chilly
I'm
is
prepared.
not cold.
I'm prepared.
It's not cold. And did you warm your car up before you? Did you expect to see ice on your car that morning?
No, I did not, because my car was in the garage.
Oh, she's being real
It really
funny
was
right
in the
now,
garage.
ladies and gentlemen.
And I'll
sure
have
it
you know, the
was.
car that wasn't in the garage didn't have ice on it either. I think it's just you were low lying in your residence, and therefore you were at greater risk of having a little ice on your windshield.
I leave my home at about 6:45 in the morning, and you?
Some people have natural hair. They can go swimming every morning at 6:45. Those of us who choose a more finished product for our hairstyles, we don't go swimming at
Did
6:45
she,
in
on
the
the
morning.
very first inaugural episode,
Don't you
start
like
with
the
the
smile?
natural hair stuff already?
Well, in bold print, we actually do examine all of the things that are relevant to you, us, everyone. What's hot, what's trending, and one of the things that's trending is natural hair. Now, I know that wasn't on the agenda for today, but yes, I went there.
Well, natural hair is not trending for me because I've been natural my whole life. I've permed
If I had
once.
that good grade of hair, I'd be natural too.
Don't get me started on good hair. What time is it, ladies and gentlemen? It's a little bit too early to start that conversation. Hair
Can you
that
tell we
grows
just had a little time to
is good.
smooth at the beginning?
This is the first show. We might have to cut some stuff out on the first show.
Well, on the first show, we want you to know we do have a lot of fun. We enjoy one another. We like being in bold print with one another. Whether it's contrast or complementary, we are always a finished product. We are excellence together, so much better together. And in truth, you are correct. In bold print did say that the temperatures would drop, and they asked us to do simple things, like protect your animals if they were exposed to the
Absolutely.
elements, bring your
Absolutely.
plants indoors. Yes, they did, but they also said in the fine print that the temperature would be rising.
In other words, what she's trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, is that the last thing that I watch should be the news before I go to bed. But you know what? Before I go to bed, I like to read. Like it quiet, my nightlight, and I just like to read
You can
before I
read the
go
news
to
at WRAL,
bed. Ooh.
ABC 11, and WNCN. And
She has made her point. In bold print, I shall read the weather bold print from here going forward. And I'm not going to talk about the weather on bold print ever again.
I'm not going to make that statement. I don't want to be a fibber. Sorry, I couldn't resist it. Did you see how much I love my co-host? Tamoji is who is the co-host. So if we didn't say it by getting, too far along, Tamoji's name is unique. She's wonderfully unique. And I like to see her smile. So quite often on the show, you will see me be a little pin, and I might be actually sticking her with the pen right underneath the table or camera lens there. But I love to see her smile. And we want to see you smile. And we want to see you enriched and enjoying the program. So we will talk about weather, I'm sure, again.
I'll
Probably
talk about
not like
weather,
this,
but I'm not going to let her know that I did not watch the forecast before I go to bed. That I'm not going to say that again, Dee.
well, let's back up. On a serious note,
Okay.
we did have a change in weather around here. But I think it's important to say it's not a winter thing. It's not a summer thing. It's not a spring thing. Every season of our weather, as it changes, even during the season, we have certain things we have to do. And that's sometimes maintaining our cars, our lawns, our homes. In the spring, one of the things you see everyone doing is power washing their homes. Well, in the fall, I think it's very important as we go into the cooler seasons that we look at the foundations around our home. And so in bold print, wants you to know that one of the things I read in bold print was, are you ready for winter?
Yeah, I see signs up at car repair places that say, winterize your car. Now, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but there's this stuff
No,
called
she's not.
anti-freeze. So if it's anti and freeze, that means it's against the freeze, right?
So
I need some
anti-freeze.
anti-freeze in my car.
I want to interject this right here. So Tamoji, I'm Dee, by the way, Dee McNair right
And
here.
she's the scientist.
So should you use all antifreeze in the winter or some antifreeze in the winter versus all antifreeze in the summer or some antifreeze in the summer? We want to give people, what's relevant, hot, and trending.
And we want to give you accurate information. So I would ask my mechanic.
I know.
Oh, D, would you happen to know
I do.
the
I do. I do.
antifreeze
I'm so
to
excited.
water
I'm so
ratio
excited. I'm so excited. I
that
know.
is appropriate for winterizing your car?
Well, now I don't know about all cars, but in the winter, you would want a higher ratio of antifreeze to the amount of water versus in the summertime, you will increase the ratio of water to the amount of antifreeze. And listeners, if I'm incorrect, please watch the screen at the end of the show. Send us that correct information. But from historical experience, in the winter, you want all antifreeze, as a matter of fact. There are a few cars and a few instances, the age of your car plays a large part in it.
Okay.
Just as oil. We want to change our oil approximately every 3,000 miles, but if you're not doing highway miles and you're doing all city miles, you may need to change your oil more frequently. Some people need to burn a thicker oil versus a lighter weight oil in other cars. So you really want to talk to your mechanic. And by the way, as we're talking about weather, if you do not have a regular mechanic, wouldn't you agree, Tamoji, it is good to have a relationship with a mechanic you trust, a automotive service center you trust.
Absolutely. It is very important to me to try to take my car back to the same mechanic over and over again. I mean, I'm funny even about gas. I don't like to go to different gas stations because I want to know that I'm getting my gas from the same source, and I'm hoping that my gas station is getting gas from the same source so that I can kind of tell, how that gas is moving through my car. And so, yes, a regular mechanic is extremely important, I believe, to making sure that your car runs well.
And as you're looking at as to whether or not your car runs well, think about when we say in bold print. In bold print, what's the temperature for today, tomorrow, for the whole week? Just because it's warmer Monday and Tuesday doesn't mean you can't have a sudden change. So you really don't want to wait until the sudden change to winterize your car or to summarize, whichever word you want to pick based on the season. You actually want to go ahead and do these things proactively. In our local area right here in Carborough, Chapel Hill, Durham, you can actually find a lot of specials that are going on. I won't name any particular, mechanic shop or automotive shop, but you can Google it, of course.
Absolutely.
You can check out your local newspaper You can actually call up the websites for any automotive company, and you'll find that as the seasons change, there's always a special out there somewhere that doesn't require sometimes that you even really print the coupon. You can just walk right into the
Right.
place and get these things done, such as checking your wiper fluid.
And your wiper blades as well. Don't forget
Excellent.
the blades. I have
Excellent.
been in my car
Excellent.
before and I said, ooh, can't really see. They're not really clearing the window
Mm-hmm.
properly. Windshield wiper blades, a small investment, but the return is huge because your vision, the
Mm-hmm.
clarity of your vision while you're driving, of course, is extremely important. So this is a good time to take care of those little details
Mm-hmm.
before the storm comes. It's kind of hard now that we've talked about the wellness of our cars. Sometimes we neglect even our personal wellness at times, Dee.
Well, and I want to back up. Tamoshi is excellent at organization. So as we talk about the wellness of our person, so often we ramble through what would be good for us and we don't stop to make sure we got the points right. So even though we were chit-chatting, Tamoshi, we were actually telling people, you want to look at the level, that of all your fluids in your car. You want to look at whether or not you need to change the ratio of your antifreeze. You want to check your wiper fluid. You want to check your wiper blades. I would add to that, you also want to check your radiator. Does it need to be flushed? The pressure in your tires. The wear on your tires. You most definitely don't want
Absolutely.
to be slipping and sliding. And finally, you even want to do exactly what Tamoji was saying. If you're not, and even if you are using the same gas from the same station, you want to actually consider getting your fuel line checked out. It may need to be flushed out, cleaned out.
Absolutely. I've
Your
had
car
that
run
done.
better, you'll get better gas mileage. Those are the points. If we can list the points for an automotive type thing, why don't we list those points, write the bullet points when we're talking about wellness,
Personal wellness.
personal wellness?
And so are we checking, as people, are we checking the things that make us run really well? As women, one of the things that, we are told to do is to have mammograms to check for breast cancer. And I am blessed to be the daughter of a breast cancer survivor. And so it is very important that I have my mammogram every single year. And there's research out there, some to the right and some to the left, that says you need them every year, and some says that you don't. What is your take, Dean?
Well, I'm going to be very honest. It really does come down to whether or not you can get it done based on your affordability. So many people, even with the Obamacare, I don't like that phrase, but Obamacare, whether you believe in it or not, and I do have an opinion about it, some people don't have coverage to get a mammogram. They don't know where to get a mammogram, even if they have coverage, because their type of insurance plan is not covered by some of the major facilities here in the Triangle. Bottom line, if you are over the age of 45, you should be having a breast exam at your primary doctor's office, whether it's at one of our community clinics in the area, one of our free clinics. There are free clinics, and if you want to know more about that, for more information, you most definitely can touch base with Tamoji and I. You should be having a mammogram every year, if possible. I say if possible because let's just be honest, some people don't have the insurance to get it done, but you can get a breast exam.
Absolutely.
So at least be getting a breast exam by a clinical professional every year, doing a self-exam as early as your teen years. Mothers no longer look for that teen year to be the age of 16. Wouldn't you agree, Tamoji? If your daughter
Absolutely
is
not.
developing, you should be teaching her how to do breast exams. If you're
Now.
uncomfortable with it or you don't know yourself, which it happens, then you should be talking to your primary care provider. So let me back up and say that again. If your daughter is developing breasts, you should be either teaching her, hopefully. If not able to, you don't know, you would prefer a professional, have your family care doctor, her primary care provider, show your daughter how to do a self-breast exam.
Well, you just spoke about some people not having insurance or being able to go in. These things are Googleable. You can Google the proper way to do a self-breast exam. And it is very important. And I remember taking it for granted, for many, many years until my mom gets diagnosed with breast cancer. And then it became real to me.
personal.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, don't wait for that. And I did say gentlemen because breast cancer affects men as well. Even though we often keep women who have been, affected by the disease in the spotlight, it does affect men as well. And even the men who take care of the women who have breast cancer, it affects them in a way as well.
And breast cancer awareness is so important. October is the official Breast Cancer Awareness
Yes, it
Month.
is.
Keeping in mind, though, breast cancer awareness should not just be a month thing for the month of October. It's a lifestyle. It's a life thing. It's a family thing. It's a community thing. So with breast care and cancer awareness, October being the month that, we really have a big kick, a big push, you kind of led right into something that I think is so often overlooked, under-examined. Breast care is great. We're talking about when you're healthy. You're just doing screening. But once you get that cancer diagnosis, as the individual receiving the diagnosis, it is traumatic. It is, terrifying. And so often, I don't mean to be insensitive when I say this, but the community, the physicians, the nurses, the support groups rally around the woman who now has this breast cancer diagnosis. But where do we have a gap sometimes? Where does it fall apart? Men, children, the sister, the mother, the brother, the friend.
Because it affects the whole family.
Even the job.
Yes, it affects everyone, not just the person who's diagnosed with this disease. And so, yes, this is a wonderful time for us to consider, again, going back to how we were able to pinpoint in our vehicle, this needs to be cared for. That needs to be cared for. The same thing with us. We want our mind, our body, and our spirits to be completely cared for. And when it comes to our body, it is not just the big C, cancer, but the same normal maintenance that we give to our vehicles, Dee, we have to give it to ourselves. Are we taking care of our emotional health, our mental health, our spiritual health, our physical health? I started seeing a personal trainer,
She has money like that.
It's a perk of my employment.
Perk.
Thank you.
We won't ask what kind of perk.
Ooh-wee. I will
Okay.
deal with her after the show in fine print, ladies and gentlemen.
It's good to be fine. Yes, it is. As we were saying, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I do want to go back and talk about, there are support groups right here in the Triangle area. I actually made a note of it because I know a lot of times we are almost winging, things as we go through life, but we can't wing breast cancer awareness, breast cancer support, breast cancer research, and the families that it's affecting.
Right.
So I looked up, and right here in the Durham, Carrboro, Chapel Hill area, our major health systems all provide some type of breast cancer support groups. There's the breast cancer support for younger women, and I looked up some statistics right before we came on the air.
Okay.
I was amazed. I was looking at the age group of 45 to 64, I believe it was, and then those who were 65 plus. That was the high numbers, 37% here in North Carolina, by the way. I'm looking at North Carolina, versus like 40%. They were very tight, 45 to 64, 65 and older. I thought this number was dramatic, 12.1%, and that was individuals under the age of 30, under the age, for a large portion of them, of 25. So we've got approximately 12%, 12.1% of young women right here in North Carolina. Some of the data I was looking up, and depending upon where you get your source from, it's still within plus or minus 3 to 5%. 12% of younger women are being diagnosed with breast cancer.
Wow.
Now, I didn't get a chance to dig deeper to see are they genetically predisposed to it. It doesn't matter. Cancer is cancer. Breast cancer is breast cancer. And there's a family supported. So there's the breast cancer support for younger women.
And before you move forward, when I think about that age, Dee, that 25-year-old who's diagnosed, a young woman, and for me, maybe you had it together at 25. I didn't. So I could not imagine having such a diagnosis at that time in my life. At 25, I wish I had the confidence that I have now, but I didn't. And so 25 is a very crucial place to be. You know, that's that right after undergrad type area where you are looking probably to start a family very soon. So to receive such a diagnosis at that age has to be heartbreaking and, you know, almost terrifying.
Yeah, and it takes a unique support group. It doesn't mean that you can't be all together of different age groups, even different ethnicities, but we all have unique needs. We all are comforted different ways, supported different ways. So to have a support group focusing on that younger group of women, I think is awesome. And that's provided by the Cancer Center over at the Duke University Health System.
Wow.
But then I don't want to, be a respecter of person. That particular support group for younger women meets the first Tuesday of each month. And you can actually go to Duke's Cancer website and get more information or email us. There's also a support group in Siler City. I think that's awesome. For the Chapel Hill residents, for the Carborough residents, this is a lot closer for you. So you can go towards Siler City, or if you're living out in those outlying areas, and it's a general cancer support group, and it meets the fourth Tuesday of each month. And again, you can email us, or you can go to any of these organization sites and get more information, because it's not just one or two. And then there is also UNC Chapel Hill. For the Chapel Hill residents, you can go to their homepage and you can get more information about breast cancer support. But then there's the national breast cancer support groups and the national cancer support groups. Either way, if you are affected yourself, you're a family member, and you need help, you want help, you don't know where to start, you can start by going to any of the major health systems right here in this area, Carborough, Chapel Hill, Durham, the Triangle area, and you'll find information almost right there on their very front pages. And if at all, you can, don't do it alone. When you get the diagnosis, don't feel like you got to do it alone. I know I wasn't there at the time that Tamoji got the diagnosis about her mom, but I know that she wasn't alone. And that's what's so important as you are fighting breast cancer. Notice I said not giving into it, not being just affected by it, but fighting breast cancer. It's a team effort. Invite your family, invite your husband in, invite your children in, tell them what you need, but at the same time, all family members be willing to listen, because Tamoji, I really want to talk about the men, husbands, significant others that are affected by breast cancer. Some people might think it's, they don't understand. I think the men do understand. Some at least, but then there's that group that we don't understand what they're going through.
Well, it affects the caregivers, your loved ones, in a much different manner than it affects you personally, because it's attacking you physically on top of the emotional, the spiritual, and the mental, weight that you feel when you get such a diagnosis. But that family member, Dee, it's very difficult to know what to say to someone who's been diagnosed with something like cancer, breast cancer. And I think about that 25-year-old who may have to have surgery, may have to go through chemotherapy, lose her hair, all of the other things that can come along with this disease, especially if we don't catch it early. This is why those breast self-exams are extremely important. You might be able to catch it early before the stages progress. And so what can we do to help those family members, Dee, who are there as support to that loved one who's been diagnosed?
If possible, you need an independent person who's not in the immediate family to listen. I can't speak for every situation by all means. I know many of the health systems, clinics, treatment systems attempt to have a support social worker, a counselor, someone there. And I say that because the person receiving the diagnosis needs someone to talk to, but the family needs someone to talk to. Men, I've personally talked to men myself who have felt helpless because As Tamoji has said, it depends upon the stage you're catching your breast cancer in, whether it's stage 1, 2, 3, or 4. 4, of course, the higher the number, the more aggressive and progressive the cancer has occurred in your body. Many people are able to work. I actually have an extended family member who continued to work through her entire treatment, and except for the select few who she told, no one had any knowledge of it. What she did is she started wearing wigs the minute she got the diagnosis. So people thought she was doing a fashion, fashion
Okay.
transition, and it was
That's
by her
smart.
choice.
That's smart.
But what she struggled with was her husband still found her desirable throughout the entire treatment, but she didn't find herself desirable. There were times that, yes, true, she may have felt poorly, but the biggie was she didn't find herself desirable. So how does she respond to her husband? Sometimes angrily, sometimes with frustration, sometimes disbelief. Now he needs someone to talk to. He needs someone to reassure him, not that he's still a man, no, but to reassure him that he's not missing what his wife needs. He needs to understand what are the words that work. What are the words he can use that lets his wife know, I love you. I'm here for you. I support you. And though I find you desirable, I just need to understand where you are. Because every person with the diagnosis isn't able to talk about where they are. They don't even know.
Right.
So I think that's where it's so important to have this independent outside individual. It does not have to be a clinical professional person. It may be for people of faith, your pastor, a member in your church, someone you trust, depending upon, how far you want it to be out there, but someone that can help the family bridge the gap of communication that is possibly breaking down, and understanding the balance of communication. Sometimes it's too much. Sometimes husbands can't handle hearing everything about the treatment, about the cancer, about what to expect at the single lump drop that others can, and vice versa for the victims. And I hate to use the word victims, but I say victims because if you're not doing the breast exams early, stage 4, you may become a victim rather than a victor just by being caught so much later in the treatment, that you could have gotten earlier. So an independent person, if you're people of faith, don't lose your faith. If
Please
you've got
don't.
friends, please don't push your friends away. Whether you're the husband, the children, the person receiving the diagnosis, don't push your friends away.
Isolation is a terrible place to be, especially when you're going through something traumatic. Because when you're alone and you're hurting, there's no counter voice to what you're hearing on the inside. So you start to play these scripts in your head that are really not accurate most of the time, but it's what you're feeling. And we know that feelings change. Feelings can go moment by moment. Like right now, I like Dee. At the beginning of
She
the
did
show,
not like me a few minutes ago.
I did not like her. And you guys should have seen what was going on
I was
before.
trying my best to make her lose it. Some people, you have to make them break all constraints and tell them,
See?
I can't do that thing she was doing. Well, I won't do that. But what'd you call that? The nasty?
Wait.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
the first show. And she's, no, ma'am.
What did you call it? What did you call it?
The stink face. That's not
Oh.
the stink face. Ooh, she's telling her age dancing like that. I don't know those dances.
I am not ashamed of my age.
You should not
Most
be, but
people,
I'm just telling
that's
you.
why I'm having these
when
hot
you
flashes. Don't y'all
doing
see me
those little
saying?
dances and stuff.
Oh, hot flash, hot flash, hot flash, hot flash. I'm not ashamed of my age.
She's giving me a hot flash right about now.
Because
ladies
we're
and
in bold
gentlemen.
print, where we discuss what's relevant, hot and trending, by examining the fine print.
And in the fine print, back to where I was, on a much more serious note than this woman over here. We were talking about the emotional impact of breast cancer on the family. And what you just saw transpire between us, it's okay to make that person laugh. Not about the cancer, but just about life in general.
Laughter's like medicine.
And remind them and to tap in on those wonderful times that you had with them as a reminder that it is our hope, it is our prayer, it is our belief that we're going to have more good times, we're going to have more laughter, because together in love we're going to defeat this horrible disease.
And participate. Participate wherever you can, not just, going to the doctor's visit. Participate in the support groups, husbands, children, sisters, brothers. The support groups aren't just for the person receiving the diagnosis. It's not just for the husband and the wife. The support groups are for the whole core family. Now, of course, I'm not saying 20 people go up into the support group, but if you are a large family, and I actually happen to be blessed to be a part of a large family, you may need that because maybe the caregivers are rotating and taking shifts. So some people are needing more instruction on how to comfort, how to soothe, and whatever you need. Isolation is not the answer.
She's really deep right now. Sometimes just cupcakes with pink icing on them when I get home or something.
Beggars.
That's not begging. I'm trying to allow you to support that person.
Oh, you weren't talking about yourself. I apologize.
No. And so if you can't make it to the support group, dropping off some cupcakes with some pink frosting just to remind them
girl.
that you...
Men might be there. How about some blue
Pink
frosting?
is for breast cancer.
I know, but add a little blue because that's the thing.
She's losing
okay,
me.
I'm going to go there. I have no problem with pink for breast cancer. But I will say this. When I was talking about men, and I'm on a very serious note here, support groups need to make them feel inclusive. And yes, he should feel inclusive. You're married to your wonderful wife or you're in relationship with your significant other, you should be okay with going to any event where it's all pink celebrating breast cancer. What I'm saying is, if you aren't men, then start a blue and pink breast cancer awareness. Do what you've got to do to get involved. This is not the time to let pink icing keep you from being involved.
Pink icing tastes way better than blue icing.
I actually agree.
She's going too deep for me right now, so I'm going to pull her back in. There are other ways to show your support, like pink icing on cupcakes, maybe wearing your pink tie for the men.
Shaving your head.
Yes, you
All
can
your
do
hair
that.
off.
You can
no,
do that.
truly. I know
No,
some
honestly.
people, yeah, they do that.
Oh, I saw a great
I wasn't being
campaign.
bad that time,
No.
guys.
I
was
saw a
being
great
good.
campaign on Facebook where women supported a good friend in a group by all shaving their head. And, I've been bald before, so, I was a little thinner, though. So I'm not sure if I'm ready to do that today.
Don't touch this.
Don't do it,
I ain't
girl.
gonna touch this whole
Don't
little
go
phrase
there.
she's making right here.
Let me go back to where I was. Yes, but I'd shave my head again. And it was dyed platinum blonde. As you can see, I like experimenting with color.
That's why she is Tamoji.
She makes my name French. Every time she says my name, it becomes...
Tamojo ain't what it is. It surely ain't that.
That G is kind of hard. Tamoji. Yes. But no, Dolores is such a lady. It's Tamoji.
Well, I am sitting with a lady. I'm sitting with a lady who has lived exactly what we're talking about. It may seem like to you that what is the big focus on breast cancer? That's just it. It's a big focus. It's a bold print item. October is Breast Cancer Awareness, and they had to delegate a month for many different types of illnesses, diseases, and cancers, because so often we can get overwhelmed by the fine print. And unless we're getting bold print statistics, bold print type, we forget about it for a moment. And cancer is something. I actually wanted to read something to you, and this is not something that I wrote. I thought it was really powerful. It came from the breast cancer website, the National Breast Cancer website. It said, "There's nothing fair about cancer, and no one deserves it. A cancer diagnosis is hard to take, and having cancer is not easy. But spouses often view the breast cancer diagnosis as unexpected, sudden, and emotionally overwhelming. They feel helpless to save themselves or their wives from what is happening. Every aspect of their daily life functioning is impacted, including job performance and social time with friends." I know our time is moving, but before we go, I wanted to ask you to just comment, since you were talking about your mom, job performance and social time with friends. Don't be afraid to need help when you're choosing or able to continue to work? When your mom received the diagnosis, how did that really impact you, Phyllis? You've always been a woman who's been about taking care of business. And how did you deal and balance that? How did you do the work, caring for mom, life balance?
Well, mom was retired when it happened, which was good for her in a way because she did not have to go in to work every day with this diagnosis on her heart. She did have to have radiation, never had to have chemotherapy. She never lost her hair. So that was something, that was one phase of the cancer that she didn't have to experience. They caught it very early. So again, self-exams catch it early. So she did not have to go through chemo. But through her radiation, taking her to her doctor's visits, it really, again, brought it home for me. And just how delicate and how important the relationship is between a mother and a daughter, especially during a critical time. And just women in general. As you begin this journey with us in Bold Print, I want you to know that I believe that women get a very false rap in the media about not being able to get along, hating on each other, and a lot of jealousy. I am proud to say that I have a very good friend in Dee sitting here next to me, and I have a few other people whose name I can place in the friend category. I have many associates, many acquaintances, but I can actually say that Dee is a friend because I am able to talk to her even on those very intimate and personal things that affect us on many, many levels. And so use your sister friends as support.
Yes.
Allow us to be here for you when you're going through something. Don't isolate yourself and don't feel like you have to deal with an issue alone.
And don't take the feedback personally. You heard Tamoji say, right before we went on the air, actually, here's the honesty. I said to her, I'm ruffling your feathers, aren't I? I'm giving it to you good, aren't I? I actually did it on purpose. We have a unique relationship, and sometimes we each have to break the ice with each other. But when you are there for your friends, not just with breast cancer, this is anytime. True friends are there through thick and thin. It means sometimes you're going to get a dart thrown at you, and it isn't going to always bounce off. But you need to be okay with, you know what, that dart hurt. I did have to pull it out, but because I know your heart, I know where you're coming from, I know where you've been, and I want to be with you where you're going. We're going to be able to talk about this and move on. That's what a friend does in the midst of cancer, in the midst of death, in the midst of birth, financial struggles, whatever it is, that's what a friend does. And we have just a little time left, Tamoji, and I think one of the things I like to share with people is we are Bold Print. We are fine print. Tamoji and I, we look for the beautifully bold things in each other, but we also look for those fine print, uniquely exquisite things. And we help to bring them to the forefront in each other. And that's a prime example. I struggled with the lisp, and when I'm with Tamoji, I don't worry about the lisp. I don't worry about how I look exactly. I know that she'll make sure I don't have, smeared stuff across my face or something, but she looks for those fine things on the inside of me, and she brings them to the surface in bold print, in the right lighting, the right size, the right color. And that's what friendship's all about. As she said, associates. You've got your outer court friends, your inner court friends, and your holy of holies friends, those friends that are right there in the heart. When you have that, that's one of the greatest things to value. And you can grow together. You can be successful together. You can laugh together. So Tamoji, I'd like to say on the very first show, for those who may go back, and I know they will, they're going to go back and they're going to want to watch every show, 1, 2, 3,
Oh, wow.
1,999. First show, I love you, I value you, I appreciate you, and I love the bold print in you. But even more, I love that fine print because as it comes to the forefront, it is beautifully and marvelously great in my eyes.
She really just put me on the spot because I'm not very emotional, but I almost want to tear up because I know it was from your heart.
Oh, it definitely is.
Because in bold print, D, you are always so encouraging. And sometimes I just wonder, I'm like, how does she do it? And I watch her. She has a scientific mind, ladies and gentlemen. And again, that is not my strength. But in bold print, her scientific mind always allows her to take something and strategically place it in front of me so that I can see exactly what she's trying to communicate to me. And so, Dee, I honor you as well. In bold print, I say to you, thank you for being the strong, beautiful, confident, educated, intellectual woman that you are.
Thank you.
And so confident in it that you allow me to be all of who I am. And in the fine print, those little nuances, she's such a lady. Do you notice? I mean, her mannerisms. I mean,
Oh,
she's
my.
such a lady. And
You have to emulate what's there. I have a mirror. This is my mirror.
I appreciate the fine print of Dee being such a polished lady. See, before the show came on, I'm like, how's my hair? My glasses, is the glare okay? Is this okay? Should I wear? And Dee just comes in and she's ready to go. And I like that and I admire that about her. And even though I'm the exact opposite, she allows me to be who and what I am without attempting to change me. And so, as we discuss what's relevant, hot, and trending, by examining the fine print, in the fine print as well as the bold print, you be you and I'll be me.
And we will be the best we can be. This is in bold print. We want you to know, check out the screen. We want you to connect with us. Now, do me a favor. She said I just walked in. Please, if I needed makeup, I guarantee you Tamoji will tell me. But if you feel pressed that you really want to tell us that, check out the info on the screen. You can tell me that. And this is a artist, so she can get it right for me. But as you watch bold print, tune in every week. But more than that, connect with us every week.
Yes, and you can find both of us on social media, and we'll have an email address available to you as well. So you can send in if you have a topic that you'd like to see on the show or something just amazing you want to share with us, shoot it to us, and we might be able to bring that on the air for you.
And can I tell them the little secret? One of the fine print secrets is this is Dee. That's me. I'm Dee McNair. Matter of fact, let's back up. Let's do it at the end of the show, not the beginning.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dee McNair, former radio host and analytical, scientific-minded background individual. And you?
And I am Tamoji, the empowerment specialist.
Notice how she said that. That was pretty confident. And we come together to do this show for you because it's for you. Not just us, but for you to have an opportunity to tell us what you want to hear, what you want to see, and what's in bold print for you. So don't forget, check us out on social media, but connect with us. Please give us your feedback and support your local TV because community programming is what lets us bring you shows just like this, and you can do it too. So thank you for watching.
Thank you very much for joining us on our first show. And so we look forward to growing with you
On In Bold Print, where we discuss what's relevant, hot, and trending.
by examining the fine print.
Be bold, everybody. Be bold.
But I'm looking at that fine print, D.
It is. It's good. Do you think the guys like the show?
I wonder. I heard some chatter in the hallway. I don't hear anything.
You know,
now.
when you hear the chatter, I kind of felt like it's that chatter because they thought we should do something
Because we
different.
were boring.
I hope we weren't
I
boring.
hope
We
we
couldn't have been
weren't
boring. I don't know. I tried to look in the camera. I got a little nervous looking
I
in the
looked
camera.
over there too, and then I looked at the thing, and
Was I shining during the whole
is
thing?
my puff flat?
No, your puff is banging.
I
It
don't
looks
like my
great.
puff to be flat.
And it's very flattering with the scarf.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. I think next time we should be bold in our attire too.
Now look, I got some zebra print, leopard print.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
In bold print. I like it, girl.
All right.
Love you, sis. Bye-bye.
at our time.
We're early.
How early?
Early by about 7 to 9 minutes.
Oh boy, we're in trouble.
No, we could have kept going, but I think you thought, because I could tell you
Because
thought
you
we were early.
said-
Okay, Ivan, you can stop the tape right about here. Unless you want us to put in a filler for you. But yeah, we're early. If I'm correct, we should
I
have
don't
went.
think they're paying any attention to
I don't
us
either,
out
but I
there.
think we're very early. So why don't we do a promo
Sure.
for the show?
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
So, hi, I'm Dee McNair, your host. Well, let's back that up. Hi, I'm Dee McNair, your co-host, and
I'm Tamoji, the empowerment specialist.
we're your hosts for In
In
Bold
Bold
Print,
Print.
where we discuss what's relevant, hot, and
and
trending
trending.
by examining the fine print. And we hope you'll join us every week as we talk about what we know you want to hear about, the things in bold print.
as well as addressing those fine print matters that really uphold and support the bold print.
So in bold print, right here on Public Access TV, it is your TV. We are your show. And Tamoji and Dee are so happy to be right here in bold print.
With you every week. And because we want to know what's relevant, hot, and trending in your life, you'll have the opportunity to send us in topics.
So stay tuned every week. Check us out. Find us on social media and connect with us as we share, enjoy, and we laugh on In Bold Print.
We're rolling whenever you guys want to.
Well,
What was that giggle about?
He said we're rolling whenever you guys get it together.
He said that earlier when we started the show, and you didn't even start rolling right then.
Well,
and
we
there.
better get it together because the
It's the end of the show. We've already done the show.
Girl. And so what did you think of the show since it's already... Ooh, we're on Twitter. Look at us.
I think that's being a respecter of person. It wasn't tweeted to me.
Look at... Girl, if you could see your face.
My phone's newer than yours. What you telling me if I could see my... It's a pretty face.
Ooh, yeah, no, your face is gorgeous, but look at you. Ooh,
I
so,
still think
so
we
dramatic.
finished way too early. I told you to look at the clock. Did you look at the clock?
Because you know I don't keep up with stuff like that. How
Because you
much...
got that artistic ability.
That's right. And so I
Artistic
just go
ability.
with the flow. And so...
Retweet that to me so that I can then tell these people to follow me too. I only got 2 followers, or is that 200?
Ooh,
I just need
wee.
my glasses. I
You-
think I need my glasses. But we finished too early.
Okay, so then what are we
Don't-
going to do
don't
if we
okay
finish
me.
too early?
Well, I don't know. Going forward, I think we ought to make it easier on ourselves. Don't finish too early. We're women. We ought to be able to gap for a little while. Good grief.
Was that just a
I think I need to work on my posture, though.
Me too.
You know, I think I was
How's
slouched
this?
a little bit.
How's this?
Oh, get over it. You're
I wanna-
always so perfect.
Ooh, wee, you ought to quit D. McNair.
It's
on
not a
the
negative.
air.
It is a compliment. It's a compliment. Not everybody can wear them glasses and pull it off. You can do it perfectly. Yeah.
Excuse me, Miss
Yeah.
Polished
Oh,
Lady.
Girl, time's ticking. You know I got somewhere to be and something to do anywhere.
That's not funny.
I really
because
do.
the truth is, if we don't fill up
Did
this
you tweet
time-
that to me?
No, I'm. Listen.
2 things at
I
one
had
time,
some.
right?
That's right. That's right. I had something more important than tweeting. Go on my
I can't
Twitter.
believe I actually said that to you. You didn't
did.
pop me.
You did, and I'm not gonna pop you on the air because there are witnesses.
We're not on the air. We're just sitting in the studio. Nobody's watching.
Well, thank goodness, because if they saw,
We
how
are women. We do not have a peephole. Men have peepholes. We don't have peepholes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I said it. I can't believe I said it.
Now I'm gonna
Okay, but
pop
on
you.
the serious note.
Okay.
Okay, so first show. I think my notes were okay, but you felt like I was leading you out, and I thought I was just trying to tell you don't go out. So
Well,
what
you
could
were
we have done
you were
different?
the timekeeper, and so you kept
We did
throwing
not
me.
designate timekeeper.
But you said I'm looking.
We did not
at
designate timekeeper.
We didn't officially designate a timekeeper.
Oh my goodness.
But
Officially
you
designated
said,
timekeeper. Help
this
me,
is how
Lord.
much time we have. And when we got finished, you said, I think
Well-
we had 7 more minutes. I had no clue.
But didn't you look at the clock when they
No.
were trying to get the lighting right?
No, I was looking at myself. I had to get my face right, my scarf right. So I was
I
ready.
take it you could see what I couldn't see. I didn't see anything in that camera. I don't think it's on right now, is it?
In bold print, where we discuss what's relevant.
Where are you seeing yourself? I don't see
And
myself in the
trending.
camera. Where do you see yourself? You really are looking at yourself.
I am looking
oh, my
at
goodness.
myself.
I knew I was having a hot
And I
flash.
think
You really are
my
looking
puff, I think next time I'm going to raise my puff just a
I think
little
next
bit higher.
time, on a serious note, You are right, though. I don't think we had a timekeeper, officially or unofficially, irrelevant, but we do need one. And I think it'd be good if it was a joint effort, since you thought I was trying to lead you out and I was actually trying
I
to
can't
keep
keep
you in.
time. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
You're never late to an appointment. You
Well-
were not late to In Bold Print. You beat me here to the studio.
I came early. I came an hour early so that
So
I could.
you could, what was that, what? What is that, what is that they said you were doing all that time you spent in the bathroom?
B-roll, B footage. That's a technical
I think
term.
I'd go with B footage. I wouldn't go with B-roll.
B-roll.
I wouldn't go with a roll. I wouldn't go with a roll.
Well, I'd be trying to get rid of these roles. That's why I
ain't
started
counting.
seeing a
'Cause
personal
I got 'em.
trainer.
I ain't counting. I'm just hot flashing, but I ain't counting.
Well, please don't pass the hot flash on over here.
Keep living, live long enough. That's what my mother-in-law said. But you didn't tweet that to me. I want that.
Because I don't want to tweet that to you right now. I'm not in the tweeting mood. When I'm ready to tweet,
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I will tweet you
That's a new
when
one.
I'm ready.
I'm not in a tweet mood. What gets you in a tweet mood? I think I'm shining. Oh my gosh,
not
I
when
think
I'm
I'm shining.
forced to tweet by
It's a
my
hot flash.
co-host.
It really is a hot flash. I've been faking it so much. It's a hot flash. Okay.
Bless her, Lord.
Okay.
Bless her. This
So,
is like
okay.
Sunday service.
So if we're going to make sure we hit
Mm-hmm.
enough minutes, and without thinking that each other's trying to close the other person out, it sounds like since I'm the analytical scientific one, should be the timekeeper. So maybe I will purpose to not use the word close, except to say, hey, we're going to be bringing it to a close any moment now.
What if I
but
do that?
you know what some people do. Now, you know them people on the other side of the door. If I grab that poof, what are you going to do then?
Ooh-wee. But you want to.
And remember, I told the people, it's real hair. It
you
ain't
want a
fake. So if
clue.
I yank it out, you going to
You
go
want a
get some
clue
weed.
as to when this show is going to be over, right?
Now, we just sat here and told people that we get along really well.
We
You better be
do.
glad they ain't recording this. If they were
do.
recording this, can you imagine they think we really don't get along?
They think something was wrong with you if they
I'm
were
going to pull that
recording
poof.
this.
That's what I'm
and
going to do
don't
is pull that poof. I do think, though, seriously.
Okay, we need.
So it
we
seems
need a
like it
system.
seems like I am more aware of the time. So is it okay if we try that? Then maybe, I'll try not to say anything about closing.
Can we have a magic word? Like if you say Rumpelstiltskin, then it's time to
Are you picking on my list
close.
because you know I
No.
probably can't say that word?
No. Okay.
Yes, you are. Because you know I probably...
Snowflake. Can you say snowflake?
Are you picking on the fact I am a richer complexion than you are?
Did she? What?
I'm just being real. That's what it seems to me. How about cell phone? Something generic.
No, because cell phone is not generic because you have a cell phone, I have a cell phone, everybody has a cell
We are
phone.
not on
and
the
we
air
can
looking
say
at our
cell
cell
phone
phone.
at any time.
How about in bold print?
Girl, you said in bold
We
print
gotta
about
have a serious
22
word.
times.
How about time then? We simply say, our time is almost up.
What if I say 6 minutes? 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on.
I don't even know what that is. What is that? Is that a porn?
Ooh, you don't know that song?
I know what time is.
The Show? By Dougie Fresh?
No.
Ooh wee.
Ooh, wee, nothing. I'm talking about time.
You don't know. You like sports, don't you?
Come on, we're supposed to be figuring out how we're not going to have so much time left.
A 2-minute warning.
Well, I know what that is. I was a cheerleader.
Well, I did not cheer. You know why I didn't cheer? Because the cheerleaders were out there in them little skimpy outfits, and the football players, why you laughing? I was not going to be out there in the cold.
Well, they sure aren't
while they're in
skimpy
them little
now.
skimpy outfits,
They are
and
not
the
skimpy
football
now. There
players
ain't
are
no
hot.
outfit now. We might need to talk about that on In Bold Print. How these cheerleaders don't have no clothes on. But now, seriously. So, we will maybe say, we're coming down to that 2-minute warning. We want to make sure we include you in everything we do. Because on In Bold Print, if you're not included, it can't be relevant. And if you're not included, it's definitely not hot. And if it's trending, it must mean you're included. So, 2-minute warning, it's almost up. Tamoshi, any closing words?
So you kick the field goal before or after?
Just watch, what is it, Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football. It's one of those. Watch Monday or Sunday night. Seriously, let's try it.
But wait,
let's try it.
2-minute warnings are not really 2-minute warnings, are they? Can't the game go longer
How about
than
this?
2 minutes?
Hi, I'm Dee McNair, and I'm looking at the clock, and we're coming down to the 30-second mark. So, with that said, thank you so much for watching In Bold Print, where we discuss what's relevant, hot, and trending by examining
the fine print. And in fine print, we just want to say thank you. Thank you for putting, if you knew what was happening when that camera goes off, I'll tell you what, Dee. Excuse me.
Thank you again for watching In Bold Print. Girl, we got to do something to make sure we don't have so much time left. next
Because
time.
that's a hot
Yeah.
mess. And now let me see. Now I feel I'm in a tweeting mood. I might just tweet you.
Oh, make you mad, you can tweet.
No,
make
I'm not
you
mad.
you can tweet.
I
And
tweet
then
when
I
I'm
can-
good, tweeting
I can,
ready.
What you call that? The nasty face? I call it passing
Oh,
gas under
it's
the
not
slide.
nasty. It's the
Passing
stank
gas under the
face.
slide. That's what I call it.
Oh my goodness.
Passing gas under the
How
slide.
is it under the slide? If you have a dance
You know, that might help
goes
my
with
posture
it.
too if I did that.
Oh my goodness.
Am I on rhythm?
gracious. I hope we add some music in.
I got rhythm. I might dance on the show one day.
I had a song playing earlier. Nobody liked my song. I was
We
all
liked
into
your
the
song. We were
song.
trying to get the lighting right.
But I was into the song. That song
Just
was
tweet
good
it.
to me. Wait, I gotta press the
Hey,
right
watch
button.
my joke. Tweet me.
Something wrong with you,
I
girl.
said tweet me.
I'm tweeting you right now.
That's
Are
illegal.
we connected on Twitter? Because you don't
I
tweet.
follow you.
You don't tweet. I can't
If
remember the
people
last
don't
time
know,
you tweeted.
I am D McNair on the air and on Twitter. I'm MCNAI007. That's right. You can tweet me that way. Somebody else talk D McNair on there. You remember the guy in the studio said he found a fair-skinned woman? Clearly not me. On my worst pale day, I'm not considered fair.
I'm Tamoji Jackson on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and everything. So
Well, and I doubt there's many Temojis. Okay? But just tweet me. Just tweet me.
I'm going to, but I don't like tweeting under pressure.
Well, I will tell you what.
What?
I like doing the show under pressure. I like doing it with you. This is going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
And
I
Bold
look
Print's
forward
gonna be a ball.
to growing with you and bringing our energy to the set.
So show number 1 is down and marked. Check on the show number 2.
And on show number 2,
I'm going to behave a little bit more.
I don't think so.
No, I don't either, but it sounded
Right.
good.
You
at
know,
the
don't
moment.
do it. Don't do it.
It didn't, resonate with me. It's being truth, but I said it.
I don't see it happening.
I said it.
And if I call Mr. McNair and
We got to
ask
have him on the air. If Mr. McNair on the air, I guarantee you I won't behave.
ooh-wee.
Don't be jealous. Don't be
I'm
hating.
not,
don't
baby.
Be jealous,
I'm not-
don't be hating.
I'm
I
gonna
told you I
make
was having a
sure.
hot flash. Is he under the table? I said it.
I'm going to call your mama.
You know, we might better watch it. My mama and Mr. McNair are going to be watching the show. But,
Call her.
no, did you tweet me? Did I get it? Okay.
I-
Remember, you're teaching me
I
this
hope that-
anyway.
No.
Okay. I think I'm in the wrong place.
I don't know if I have a lot of Twitters because
You
I
have a lot of Twitters.
I have a lot of Twitters. I want to make sure that they
Twitters.
put it on.
Isn't
a
that
lot
tweets? You have a lot of tweets?
No, I have a lot of Twitter accounts. I have more than one.
Because you special like that.
Yes,
Go
I
girl.
am. I
Go
have to
girl.
go to make
girl.
sure that
Go
I was
girl.
on the right Twitter account.
Well, I don't see it yet. I'm looking.
Well, then you're going to have to wait, honey, because this technology moves way faster than I do.